What's good? You're 4-3 here back in today. And today, guys, we are here for our Forza Horizon 4 Let's Play episode number 18, where we're going to be taking on the second part of British Racing Green. I know some of you guys are going to be like, girl, why are you still doing a Let's Play? And I'm going to tell you guys this. It's because I still want to do this. I really do. The only thing is, though, is I actually had done British Racing Green Part 2 already, and I had made a video on it. But all the audio got corrupted, or the video got corrupted somehow. It won't even play, so I don't know what was going on with that. I made that last month or something like that, and I've just been caught up in so much Forza news and all this sort of stuff. Haven't really had the time to sit down and do any of these Let's Play videos. So I just wanted to go ahead and go through this British Racing Green because there was still a lot of stuff that we could actually go ahead and do. We're going to do this, of course, in solo, but let's go ahead and find ourselves a different chapter. We did get all 3 stars, which means we did get the final reward, which kind of sucks. But last time, we actually led off with a decade of progress where we took out the Ford RS 1800. This time, though, we have 38 miles per hour. I kind of know what this is, guys. I already know what this is since I've done this already, but oh my god, this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Why do we have to drive this thing? Look at it.
You know, I really like this car. Not that I'd want to drive it for too long. Squeeze yourself in there and let's see just how fast you can make it go. Which won't be too fast. But hey, I could be surprised.
I don't even think I could fit into this car. I'm going to be straight up honest. I don't think I could actually fit into this car. And of course, we have radio on right away. Don't even want radio on.
A one-door microcar coupe. Featuring a 42cc air-cooled engine, capable of a heinous 38 miles an hour. And a handle, so you can pick it up and carry it with you when you get to work. And keep in mind that this is the production version. The prototype had the single wheel at the front. Why would you think that was a good idea?
Why would you think 3 wheels in any car is a good idea? Why? It's not!
In 2010, though, production restarted at Sutton in Ashfield. So, if you'd like to own the modern incarnation
damn
of this,
hipsters, that's all it is. That's all it is. It's the damn hipsters wanting a POP 50. I mean, what the hell, right? Who would want this thing? That's all I can say. And the music is playing, damn it. I gotta go do something about this. I really do. I specifically have the radio turned off so that you guys shouldn't be able to hear it. Because I did get a copyright notice on a video not too long ago, because streamer mode no longer works in this game, which sucks. We're going to turn it on anyway, but I mean, that's just because we have to. That's just because we have to, and I'm so mad though. I'm so mad that streamer mode doesn't really work anymore. Seriously, why is my radio volume at 10? I had this set at 1. Stop changing shit on me, my dude. Come on. Seriously? Seriously, what's up with this? What's up with this? But let's go ahead and move on into our next challenge, which is going to be the finest sports car. In the 90s, McLaren took their race-winning formula and started making supercars. The imaginative named McLaren F1 was the result, but where do you go from there? There are some amazing things that we could go with. I don't remember this challenge. I think we start off at the F1 and hit the P1 GTR. Not entirely sure, but yeah.
How about a car with some actual legroom and some actual speed? This section's about
You're
what
still
happened
center
when
seated
McLaren
though.
Decided to make a road car. You're going to enjoy this.
I sure am. I really sure am. Let's look at this thing. Ooh, come on.
The track and the road have very different requirements. For McLaren, that was a challenge they were more than willing to embrace. In 1988, they set out to create the finest sports car the world has ever seen. By 1993, they had achieved their goal, and the honestly fantastic F1 was the result. 106 would be built across all variants, and it remains one of the very best road cars ever made. The F1 has no turbocharger. That would have compromised the driving experience, increased complexity, and resulted in turbo lag. The F1 is a naturally aspirated supercar, one of the fastest in the world, in fact. Everything about this car is innovative. From the carbon fiber monocoque to the central driver position. McLaren threw the book away when they designed the F1. Then they wrote a better one. The F1's monocoque chassis is incredibly lightweight, only 100 kilos all told, which posed a significant challenge because carbon fiber and fiberglass aren't great insulators. So, McLaren lined the entire engine compartment with gold. In 1998, the F1 prototype set the world record for fastest production car, a record that would stand for 2 decades until the Koenigsegg CCR claimed the crown. McLaren's racing heritage is so deeply ingrained in this machine that they took it to Le Mans in 1995 and faced off against purpose-built racing machines, and won.
Guys, that car handles so damn good. I'm honestly shocked. I really am. That McLaren F1 is so amazing.
With something like the F1 to live up to, where do you go next? Well, you throw the book away again and write an even better one. The result is the McLaren P1, a hybrid electric sports car that stands head and shoulders above the F1.
Not quite sure about that. This is a good car, though.
Will hit 60 miles an hour in 2.4 seconds. That's 0.7 seconds faster than the F1. That's an eternity for a supercar.
Is it really? Is it really? Because, I mean, this is a good car, but it's a lot more slidey.
Delivered by a twin-turbo V8, supplemented by a McLaren ECU electric motor and instant power assist system. And they do mean instant.
It's a little too instant in my opinion. It really is, because when you think about it, this car really gets the wheels spinning. It does. The McLaren F1 really seems to be a lot more steady under power.
Remember those problems with turbo lag? McLaren solved that with the hybrid drive.
Oops, we missed it.
While the turbos build pressure, the electric motor drives the wheels. No turbo lag, just torque. And because it's a hybrid, it has an all-electric range. Running on batteries alone, that's 6.2 miles. A bit more if you're going downhill.
Yeah, I'm not too worried, though, about us getting the 3 stars, because essentially I already have got the 3 stars on all these challenges. We did that in what was originally going to be the original one, and I just sort of skipped over those parts anyway as it was. But that McLaren P1 is much more tricky to handle than that F1. You know, when I always thought the F1 was a little too slidey at first, and now that I've gotten used to like other cars, I always feel like the McLaren F1 is actually really well balanced. It's a lot more balanced than the P1 is, and it's just remarkable. It's just remarkable. But let's go ahead and take a look at our next challenge here. What is it going to be? Alright, so we passed Finest Sports Car. Next up, we have Aftermarket Excellence. Lotus never lets go of their fascination with rebuilding cars. The Talbot Sunbeam and Lotus Carlton are the result. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. So we're going to get behind the Talbot Sunbeam. Or no, not the Talbot Sunbeam. Is that the... I just said it, I can't even remember.
I quite like sleeper cars. Did Alex ever tell you the story of what we got up to in Colorado? There was this sleeper car competition, you see. Let's just say no one was ready for the Sunbeam.
Sunbeam. Okay, so it is the Talbot Sunbeam. Alright, I gotcha.
Lotus never quite let go of the upgrade game. So in addition to building their own supercars, they upgraded cars from other marques too. The Lotus Carlton was one such aftermarket upgrade. Lotus took a respectable 4-door Vauxhall saloon and turned it into a supercar.
Wouldn't really say supercar, but a sports saloon.
There are signs that this is something special. Wider wheel arches, that sort of thing. But under the bonnet, that's where the magic starts.
It's a bit slidey, in my opinion, as well.
Engine capacity
This would be a good drift car.
3.6 litres, and twin Garrett T25 turbochargers were added. The engine block was reinforced, and new crankshafts were forged by Opel and machined in Germany.
At the roundabout, take the third exit.
The tyres were widened, and the tyre compound from the Lotus Esprit was used. To handle camber change issues, they put in the self-leveling suspension from the Opel Senator.
So one thing I noticed is that it does lose traction when you hit some
400
hills.
yards, you will arrive at your destination.
Although we actually just cut that corner pretty damn badly. Holy crap. It wasn't too bad though, it wasn't too bad, but we made it to the finish line.
950 of these custom gems were built, and they've become something of a modern classic.
Really, only 950? I don't remember that from the last one. So that's actually pretty impressive. You know, I probably wouldn't buy one of them, but it's cool.
The Lotus Carlton was an example of how to turn a saloon into a supercar. But that's not the only thing Lotus got up to. In 1979, Chrysler approached Lotus to create a strict rally version of their Sunbeam 3-door hatchback. Lotus, as you might imagine, rather enjoyed the challenge.
I will say my Lotus Exige rally car is one of my favorites
They
in
took
Forza
the
Horizon 3.
rear-wheel drive hatchback and changed everything that matters. They stiffened the suspension, improved the anti-roll bars, and widened the transmission tunnel.
So this is the Talbot Sunbeam. Alright, not bad, not bad.
Performance was increased by fitting a 2.2-litre version of the Lotus 911 slant 4-cylinder engine, resulting in an impressive 250 brake horsepower, up from a meager 105 on the original.
Oh, got a little spin there. Gotta catch that back under. Oh man, though, guys, this car is a bit of a handful, to be honest, out here on the dirt. Like, I feel like it needs something else. It really does. It almost feels like it kind of wants to catch and just go away from me.
In 1979 in Geneva to widespread praise in the motoring media.
Like that right there, it just sort of... It just sort of like feathers away from you. I don't know really how to say it. You know, it pulls in one direction. I'm not a big fan of that. You know, it could be just me and my controller or something like that. Maybe something's going on with my controller and I'm needing a new one. Because I have been driving pretty hard with this controller recently. I've been doing some rival events in Forza Motorsport 7.
In 1980, Henri Toivonen won the 29th Lombard RAC Rally in his Sunbeam.
Really? Not bad, man. Not bad. We're not going to get 3 stars because you had to get 215. We got 220.
That's a silly question, actually. Lotus should do more conversions. In fact, I'll call them right now.
We only got 1 star? Really? Damn. Damn, I was at least thinking we were going to get 2. Oh, well, we've already done it. You can actually cut those corners a little bit because you are given 10 seconds to stay on the road. If you cut the corners, you can make it in less than 10 seconds. It's actually pretty easy to do. And it'll greatly improve your time. So, but anyway, though, that was the Talbot Sunbeam and the Lotus Carlton. Let us see what we have next on the chopping block, because we've gone ahead and finished Aftermarket Excellence. We have Art of Performance up next. For many, the Jaguar E-Type is the most beautiful car in the world. Questionable. So designing a modern version was always going to be a challenge. How did they do? So we already know this is probably going to be the Eagle Speedster, but honestly, most beautiful car in the world, I'm kind of like leaning towards like the Shelby Cobra maybe. Like a classic Cobra or classic Corvette.
Beautiful cars.
Those are gorgeous.
And the story of how it came about is, well, really British. Get in the car and let's get this segment. Jaguar is a bit of a favourite of mine. The company is almost 100 years old and was originally founded to build sidecars for motorcycles. But this is the car that really set the bar, I think. The 1961 E-Type. When he saw it, Enzo Ferrari called it the most beautiful car in the world. High praise indeed.
That is pretty high praise.
Accolades have followed this car ever since. It's been in movies, comics, games, and TV shows. Unlike some later cars in the marque, it wasn't just looks though. The E-Type was light and fast. It would do
not as light as the lightweight
153
though.
miles an hour and stopped on innovative four-wheel brakes that were better than anything Ferrari or Porsche or even Mercedes-Benz had.
But yeah, I think the lightweight
solid,
version of this
too,
car looks better.
With a design based on the D-Type that won the 24 Hours of Le Mans 3 years in a row.
At the roundabout, take the second exit. Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Anyone who owns an E-Type will tell you that the key to their reliability is to drive them regularly, as if you'd need the excuse. About 2,500
Don't drive through barriers.
And they're a common sight at auto shows, and surprisingly reasonably priced. All in all, an almost perfect Jaguar.
I feel like they're kind of on par with the Mustang in those terms, where they're relatively priced or well priced for a classic car, and it's gorgeous and looks amazing. It's an awesome car.
D-Type. But what would that look like if Jaguar designed it today? In 2013, Jaguar answered that question with the F-Type Project 7, a spiritual successor to the E-Type, and designed from the ground up to be the purest, most enjoyable Jaguar yet.
I do love the F-Type though, I really do.
The car's heritage is proudly displayed in the gorgeous D-Type curves and the distinctive aero hunch behind the driving position. But like the E-Type, it's not just a pretty face.
Yeah, this is an amazing car, guys. I really want to someday own an F-Type. That's all I can say. I want an F-Type someday. You know, I know that they're going to come down in price eventually, and that's the only way I'm going to be able to get one.
With a fully aluminium body, it's blisteringly fast, with a 0 to 60 speed of 3.8 seconds and a top speed of 186 miles an hour. A car as beautiful as this must surely have been a carefully authored design. Actually, it started as a sketch by designer Cesar Pieri, thrown together one Friday in his free time. Jaguar's design director, Ian Callum, saw the sketch in a thumbnail on Cesar's computer during a meeting and asked him what it was. The rest is history.
I mean, it just looks like an F-Type with the roof chopped off. That's kind of it. It's still a glorious thing of a machine.
250 Project 7s
but,
were built, as both a successor
you know,
to the E-Type and as a celebration of Jaguar's victories at Le Mans.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
I'm still used to the American side. I'm always driving on the right. And let's go ahead and crash.
I think I speak for all of us when I say, thank heavens for Cesar's Friday afternoon doodle.
Yep, I'll say that. I'll say that. Now, was it the F-Type that came from that doodle, or the Project 7? That's the main question there. Because if it was the Project 7, not really too impressive, considering the fact that Project 7 is just an F-Type with the roof chopped off, an additional spoiler, a little bit of a paint scheme going on, and whatever that thing is behind the driver. I don't actually know what that's called. It's like some kind of aero piece. She mentioned it in the video, but I didn't quite catch it. I don't actually know what those are called. I call them like speedster tubes. That's really all I refer to them as, speedster tubes. If you guys actually know, leave a comment down below and let me know, because I'm curious to hear what you guys got to say. But let's go ahead and move on into our next challenge now. She talks so much during these. It's kind of easy to make these videos because she'll talk the entire way through. And I want to make sure that you guys can hear her. That's what I want to do, is I want to make sure you guys can hear her. So, otherwise, what's the point of doing these? you know, it's all about learning about these British racing cars and their heritage, and it's awesome. I really love it. But right now, we've gone ahead and finished up the art of performance, and we are moving on to number 37. In 1964, the Mini Cooper S ruled Monte Carlo, and 50 years later, the Mini X-Ray proved itself in the Dakar. Today, we'll compare them across a rally route through Lakehurst Forest. Ooh, I'm excited, guys. I'm excited! Ooh, boy. Oh, boy. Come on. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes, my dudes.
We're almost done, but we've saved the good stuff for last. A
Mm-hmm.
spot of rallying in the most British car of them all.
Or German.
Get in, strap in, and let's nail this one.
I don't know if you guys saw that episode of Top Gear, but they all had to pick like the most British or the most German car, and they all showed up in minis.
Quite fairly considered one of the most influential cars of the century.
Turn left.
It's a surprisingly spacious little city car with a side-mounted engine. It's an icon of popular culture. It's been built on every continent where there's a car factory. It's the Mini. The Mini Cooper S was built to be a performance machine with deeper engines, twin carburetors, and front disc brakes. This scrappy little machine would go on to achieve more than 30 racing victories in the 1960s and 1970s. A Mini Cooper S flying number 37 placed first at the 1964 Monte Carlo Rally. Driven by Paddy Hopkirk and Henry Liddon, this was the last time an all-British crew would win the event. But not the last time a Mini would. At Monte Carlo in 1966, Minis took the first, second and third positions. They were all disqualified because they had dimming headlamps. Not because they were winning everything in sight. In 1999, the Car of the Century Award was presented to the most influential car of the 20th century. The Mini came second. It was beaten by the Model T Ford. That's fair, I suppose. 5.3 million Minis would be sold, making it the most popular British car.
I mean, it's the Model T, the vehicle that invented the assembly line. I mean, you can't beat that. It was a car made affordable
And
for
then
everybody.
in 2000, BMW resumed production of the Mini, breathing new life into the iconic mark. If the Mini of the 1960s had its sights set on the roads of Monte Carlo, the X-rayed Countryman has its eyes on something a little tougher.
Not so many now, is it though?
The deserts and rough terrain of the Dakar, for starters. A wit once said that the only thing Mini in this monster was the pedal. That's rather than missing the point, I think. The X-rayed Countryman is much, much bigger than the Mini Cooper. It has to be. A stage of the Dakar demands literally tons of gear. You could call it a tank. It does rather sound like one.
I wouldn't really call this a tank. I mean, it's a very impressive vehicle, don't get me wrong. Oh my god, we just flipped. Look at that though, we landed right back on our feet. That's impressive right there. That's what I like.
When Mini's X-rayed division set out to build this thing, they had one goal in mind: winning the Dakar. And they did. Every year. From 2012 to 2015.
Which is impressive. That is impressive, guys. They won the Dakar 3 times in a row. Holy crap.
In 400 yards, turn right.
It's designed to be driven for 2 weeks over deserts and badlands, 5 kilometers above sea level. And it still handles like a hot hatch on a nice bit of dry air system. Owners come and go. The heritage of a car like the Mini is more than who owns the keys to the shop. I fully expect to see Mini's wings flying for another century.
Yeah, but the question is, what will end up being the car of the century for the 21st century? Will be very interesting to see. Because, of course, we've got a bunch of, like, really cool cars available now, but there really isn't anything that's really standoutish. I mean, the closest thing would be the Tesla Model S, which really isn't that impressive. It's just made electric cars cool. That's all I can say. But the Mini, though, that's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. We're going to have to get a car that, gets an electric range of like 700 to 1,000 miles, can be charged super quickly, is basically made out of cardboard, but as strong as steel. I mean, that's what's going to have to be the car of the 21st century, in my opinion. I mean, we're just beginning, though. We've still got another 80 years to go. So we'll see what happens there. But guys, it's finally time for our last challenge. I am excited, my dudes. Right now, we have unfinished business. The Bentley Continental is perhaps the most luxurious Grand Tour in the world, but it wasn't always like this. Almost a century ago, the fastest car at the 1930 Le Mans was a Bentley, a 4.5-liter supercharged Bentley. You already know this thing is going to be a beast. Let's get into it, though. Come on. Bring it up already.
This is quite the story. Bentley at Le Mans in the 1930s. Gentleman racers and heroic driving. A personal hero of mine. Take good
Look at
care
that
of the cars,
Continental.
though. Both of them belong to me.
She does not want you to scratch your Bentley. But both of them, though? That's awesome.
Bentley, a company founded in 1919 in Cricklewood, North London, and purchased by Rolls-Royce in the 30s. A company synonymous with both racing and luxury. Perhaps the best example I know of those two extremes of British engineering. For almost a century, every Bentley was hand-built to exacting standards. So at the beginning of the 21st century, when Bentley revealed their first mass-produced car, there were a great many questions. The car was the Continental GT, an elegant grand tourer that combined a racetrack pedigree with exquisite style and all the power you could need.
This car is an absolutely gorgeous vehicle, and they're relatively
The move to
inexpensive on the
mass
used
production
market.
has done nothing to blunt the Bentley experience. The 2017 Continental Supersport is responsive, fast, and beautifully designed.
We're just gonna drive through some fences there. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scratch your Bentley. For a second I was a little confused. It almost looked like it was going both ways. I couldn't actually tell which way we had to go for a second. I guess had a little bit of a
It
colorblind
brings
moment
together
there.
all-wheel drive, carbon fiber bonnet sides and side skirts to create the most powerful, performance-focused car the company has ever built.
These are amazing. Every single time I see one of these in public, I honestly am like, oh my god, the thing is just gorgeous. It really, really is. Actually,
But never forget, Bentley's
when I was
pedigree
in
is racing.
Memphis, I actually
And the
visited
Bentley
the
Continental
restaurant that my little brother
embraces
works
that.
at. Now, he doesn't work at the one in Memphis,
In
though.
2007,
But
the
outside,
largest
there was a
standard
Bentley
Continental
Mulsanne,
GT
and I was, like, so
broke the
impressed.
Guinness
Oh,
record
shit.
for flying kilometer on the frozen Baltic Sea.
We cannot crash
And then
into
in
anything else. No, 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 no.
They broke their own record.
Oh, my god.
205
Whoo!
miles an hour, both ways.
Damn
on the
G-Wagon.
ice. Even when building these gorgeous Grand Tourers, Bentley is driven to excellence.
I do love me a Bentley, though, guys. I really, really do. Oh, yeah, that's right. We gotta brake right here.
I know you want more time.
No!
I really do need to get this shot today.
No! We had plenty of time. We just crashed into the freaking wall. God damn it. God damn, which means we got to go through that whole thing again. I was hoping that I wasn't really going to have to do much in this episode because we already got those 3 stars. But because we hit that freaking G-Wagon,
A company
we
founded
ruined
in
it all.
1919 in
Ruined
Cricklewood,
it,
North London,
spoiled it,
and purchased
spoiled
by
it.
Rolls-Royce in the 30s. A
Oh my
company
God.
synonymous with both
We've already
racing
heard her spiel, so
and
we're just going to
luxury.
talk through this. We got 5.4 miles to drive. This Bentley Continental is an absolutely gorgeous beast of a car. I really, really love the Bentley Continental. We're going to cut across this corner, though. Oh, come on. Don't crash too hard. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, my gosh. Got even a crash landing skill. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. But, like I was saying, though, the Bentley Continental is a relatively inexpensive car on the used market. Now, when it comes to, like, brand new, holy shit, these things are expensive. They're like $200,000 or more. But I've been seeing several of them available on, like, some of the online retailers for very, very cheap, like in the 50K range. And it honestly gets me thinking, like, man, if I really saved up my money and was able to put down a massive down payment, I could have a Continental. And I think there was actually a video of, I'm not sure if it was Doug Tamiro or who it was, but they bought the cheapest Bentley Continental in the United States, and I think they spent just a little under $30,000 for the car. No, don't hit that thing. Thank you. Oh my god. But the car that they actually bought ended up being like a Russian mobster's car, which kind of gives it a little bit of a history, you know, on top of the fact that, you know, it's owned by now a YouTuber. So when he goes to sell, like, you know, he can say, oh, yeah, YouTuber owned this Bentley Continental. They can also say that, you know, hey, this thing was owned by a Russian mobster. Like, that's pretty dope. That is pretty dope. Like, they could tell that, you know, it came from Russia. And they were pretty sure that it had been used in a crime of some kind. And somehow made its way over here to the States to be sold. Now, if I ever find a $30,000 Lamborghini Huracan, I am hopping on that thing. I want a Huracan so bad. The Bentley Continental, oh shit! God damn it! Why? Of course it's right there as we crest the hill. I'm driving legally on the right side of the road. We crest the hill and boom, there's a car. Son of a bitch. Really? Come on. Yeah, we made it in plenty of time, but we just, oh man, we almost destroyed this thing.
But that's far from the full story.
Alright, yeah, now let's get into this 4.5 liter. Holy crap, guys, this 4.5 liter is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. I mean, oh my god.
Bentley meant something else entirely.
It's got that classic look. It's got something going on for it. I love it. But it's raining. Why are we in an open-top Bentley in the rain? It's your car, right? Why are you ruining the interior?
Driven by Sir Henry Bentley Boy Birkin. It posted the fastest time on the day, but it failed to finish.
Ooh, that kind of sucks.
But
we're on the beach.
Sir Henry's courageous driving forced Rudolf Caracciolla's 7-liter Mercedes out of the race at the cost of his own victory. But in doing so, he ensured that the Bentley Sixes would take the victory.
Alright, so there we are. We are above 70, and now we just need to drive down this beach, and we are set to go. But look at this. Look how good we look with our white suit on. Oh man, we are styling. Look at them, boys! We is styling!
At Montlhéry, setting distance, speed, and endurance records. The Bentley's performance so annoyed Ettore Bugatti that he called it the world's fastest lorry.
Really called it a lorry? That's not nice. It's a Bentley. It's an awesome car.
And when the blower finally went on auction in 2012, it fetched more than enough to get yourself a Veyron and a racing truck.
Which tells you she is freaking loaded. Because this is apparently her car. Holy crap! She could have bought a Veyron. Dear Lord, she's rich. Dear Lord. I mean, I know she won the Horizon Festival. And now she is presenting or a co-host or whatever you want to call it. But damn, she has got some money. She is money bags. So, but anyway, though, guys, that is British Racing Green Part 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. But that is where we're going to go and wrap things up for today. If you guys want to, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at twitter.com/Gurf113 and Instagram.com/Gurf113. And if you guys like this video, go and make sure that like button down below for us, because you guys already know your support is so greatly appreciated. And make sure to subscribe for more videos coming out all the time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out. Bye. Maybe I guess this is where we'll go next.